Shaquille O'Neal's pretty famous all over. He's got a lot of money on his hands, but in case you're curious, here's how he spent his first million. Apparently, Shaq spent his first paycheck to pay his family back. As you already know, he achieved fame at a pretty young age. Sure, he had an early growth spurt and all, but considering he went to business school, no one really expected him to join the NBA after that. Until he did, and made $1 million payday in his early days. But he didn't spend his money on ridiculous purchases, no. He was way smarter than that. In a recent interview with GQ, Shaq talked about his early years of fame and mentioned how exactly he reached his high-powered businessman status. And I bet you're not even ready for this. The four-time NBA champion said he learned about business from a book titled The Dummy's Guide to Starting Your Own Business. While I don't think Shaq's a dummy, it's pretty hilarious for him to pick up that book. But if you're wondering if it worked for him, well, his $1 million net worth's surely making some noise. The moment he got his first million, the pro basketball star spent it. He said he had to pay his family back. Even if he was joking, that's pretty noble of him, if I'm being honest. I definitely would have spent that money on frivolous things like games and cars. O'Neal then continued, saying that he had no financial experience. He was pretty immature those days and knew nothing. According to him, he went and bought some ice, suits, whatever, chains. Now, that's an interesting combination of things, and it makes sense he'd spend his money on things like that. After all, that is his first million. Shaq admitted that he later got a call from the bank, and he quickly learned about investments and smart spending from people who knew their stuff. Which kind of makes sense, because it's not every day you earn your first million. And while I've never made that much bank, there's one thing that I know, it's that money runs out. And sure, suits are nice, but investing's even nicer. So whoever those dude bros were who taught Shaq how to deal with his finances, I thank you for your services. I also might need them. After his reckless bout of spending, the athlete picked up what to do and what not to do with the money he earned. And it looks like he learned a great deal, because now Shaq's worth $400 million today. Yep, that's 4 with just about 8 zeros. Just enough money for a lifetime supply of Chipotle. Anyways, reeling it back to Shaq. These days, Shaq is known just as much for his business ventures and sponsorships as he is for his career in the NBA. He's an active investor who's worked in social video startups and real estate. Honestly, he's made quite a wave for his entrepreneurial spirit and tendency to give back whenever possible. The former professional athlete's known for appearing in a variety of TV advertisements, such as the Papa John's pizza commercial to the Icy Hot Pain Relief Patches ad. His net worth's the result of his hard work and dedication, honestly. Though he's retired from sports, Shaq's showing no signs of retiring from the pop scene anytime soon, which is great news for his legions of fans. He earned around $286 million from his NBA contracts over the course of 19 seasons, and he's earned $200 million from brand endorsements alone. Just like him, his lifestyle is larger than life too. He might have spent his first million wisely, but now the NBA star spends his money on his whims and fancies. Over the years, fans have seen Shaq either invest in assets and businesses or buy expensive stuff. But one of the most interesting things he did with his money is make a custom treehouse. You heard that right. In 2018, O'Neal decided to go to a TV show where Pete Nelson designs a custom treehouse for his clients.
Really?
The show was called Treehouse Masters, and Shaq spent $400,000 to get his treehouse made. And if I'm being honest, I get the big guy. Treehouses are fun, and if I made bank like that, I'd probably get one for myself too. Now, in case you didn't know, the NBA star's treehouse has a 9-foot mahogany door. The treehouse is just as impressive on the inside too. It hosts a bar, a dartboard, and a poker table on the inside. We are seriously impressed with the creative genius behind this treehouse. But that's not the only thing Shaq spent his money on. Turns out, Shaquille spent a bunch of his money on mobile phones too. In an interview with USA Today, Shaq opened up about how he likes to buy 50 models of whatever new iPhone has just been released. Yup, 50. The guy buys 50 iPhones on release day, and here I am desperately trying to hold on to my beloved 6. But it's not like Shaq keeps them all to himself. He revealed that he then passes them out to kids or leaves them at random places. He even gives some of them away via Twitter. That's honestly pretty generous of him. If the world-famous athlete has bought 50 units of every iPhone as it's come out, this would have amounted to $750,000, which is a lot of money. Hope I'm lucky enough to get one from Shaq the next time a new iPhone comes to the market. But it's not just phones and treehouses for O'Neal, no. The world-famous basketball player also splurged on a Pershing 72 yacht. Shaq spent a grand total of $1.7 million on his yacht. The yacht looks like it's straight out of a movie and has its own kitchen and 3 bedrooms. It has comfortable access to the engine room and the crew quarters. It even has 3 bathrooms. Wow, this yacht seems bigger than my house. It's definitely fancier, all the luxurious facilities to make this yacht a must-have. And that's probably what Shaquille thought too. That yacht's not all Shaq has splashed his millions on. He also purchased a customized F-650 pickup truck. O'Neal bought a truck, which he then customized according to his preference. At the time he bought it, it was well over $65,000 US. Our beloved Shaq then added Bluetooth, HD radio, and leather seats to it. He customized it with a bunch of modern-day amenities. After the modifications he made, the price of the truck went up to $124,000. Whoa, looks like he's set for life if he decides to sell that ride. And aside from cars, the athlete's got an eye for luxury homes too. Apparently, Shaq's got an insane mansion in Orlando. The 4-time NBA champ splashed some of his millions on a 36,000 square feet mansion with a lakefront in Orlando, Florida. It's more of a palace than a mansion if I'm being honest. The house has 12 bedrooms and 11 bathrooms. It hosts a garage and a basketball court too. You see what I mean? It's a palace. Not only is it extremely luxurious, but it also amounts to $16.5 million. An Orlando mansion isn't all though. Shaq also went on a Walmart shopping spree. When our favorite NBA star was traded to the Phoenix Suns, he was staying in an apartment that wasn't furnished at all.
Do you really?
No, I'm just kidding. I was just playing.
Your housekeeper should know that, though.
Okay, yeah.
You better ask that they're doing that.
I
Go
will.
check it.
So O'Neal took it upon himself to go on a shopping spree and bought all the essentials he needed for his home from Walmart. That must have been quite a day to be a Walmart employee. He spent around $70,000 on just furniture, but I bet his house looked pretty good after that. Now that we've seen how Shaquille O'Neal spends his millions, see you in the next video.